Welcome back everyone. Today we're in the Giants editor and I'm Jewel, and as you can see we're on the Jewel's Peaceful Valley map once again. Doing a lot of Giants editor videos right now. Go ahead and we're going to work on this little garage, but I'm going to show you how to get it in here and then I'll move it into place, and I'm not going to make it perfect. I'm going to show you mostly the XML. I'll worry about getting everything perfectly later. And I don't know for sure if I'm going to put it here. I think I am, but either way I'm going to show you how to do it. So if you want this building in your map, then you can have it, and if I don't want it here, I can always move it or delete it. So I'm going to do it for y'all so you can at least go on and see if you wanted to put this building in your map. So what we're going to do is you would choose your location, and I'm going to go File, Import, and in this case you would go wherever your main game is. It could be on C drive, mine's on D drive. If it's on C drive, you know the routine if you've seen the videos, but if you don't, go under Program 80 Files, Files 86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and then you'll find your game, whichever farming sim you have if you have it on C drive. Mine is under D drive, Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Farm Sim 22, Data. And in this case, you're going to go under Placeables, then Map US, Farm Buildings, and pick out the garage. Farm Garage, double click, click on the Farm Garage. You don't got to worry about the attachments or the props, because if you're doing it from XML, it's going to call it after we add this one and use those numbers. It will add all the rest when we put the XML work in our Placeables XML. We're going to click Open. It's going to bring that building into the map. Now I already have it, but I'm going to show you. Basically, once it does, you'll see it highlighted, and you hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click, and then you're going to see. There you go. It's situated pretty close to where you would want it as far as level. Mine I got to resituate because I moved it. But basically, you would clear it out and you would sculpt it and all that stuff. But since you got it in here, I'm going to show you on mine. So I'm going to delete this one. Now I'm going to go on mine and I'm going to highlight it, make sure the whole thing's highlighted. And I'm going to hit Control B again and then left mouse click again just to get the concrete to show. As you can see, that put it back where it should be. Okay, so that helps you there, and then just adjust it carefully where you want it. So I'm trying to make sure I leave room. I want it turned some more. Let me see. Maybe just something like that. And I think we're okay for the back. Let me look. I might pull it forward just a hair. Just a hair. So we got a little room, and I can always adjust this if we need more room to get behind it. I'll worry about that later. But you get the point. You're going to fix it to where you think it looks what you like as good. And I'm trying to leave room to get between the sheep. The sheep's going to be out here, so you could slip through and slip into this and whatever. Alright, so now the only thing you need to do now is you're going to have to deal with the fact that this has the ground. You can see the rest of the building is good, but these little spots here, remember the pits, you need to take, and you're going to have to use sculpt mode and then scroll down with your brush, and you're going to have to probably put them down lower because it's going to go too quickly. Put the opacity, hardness, and value down, roll down, and then put it on subtract potentially. You could use replace if you knew what number to probably hit, but just go on subtract and then just put it right there, and then just smooth it till you get down. And if you need to bring these up a little bit, make it go faster, just bring them up. Sometimes that makes it go way too fast. It really just depends. So see, now I'm gonna get closer so I can see if I see the bottom. Nope. So you're just gonna keep going until you see the bottom. And then sometimes if you see the bottom right away like that, you could use the control replace feature. So let me do it real quick. We'll put it on replace, and then I'll put it right next to that where it just, barely touches that corner, and hit Control R. And we'll see once I hit, okay, so that wasn't it. So it went too high up. Okay. So, but now we know we're close. So what we can do is take away all them last digits and just put it at 49 and see if that helps. And see, that pretty well got us there. You see that? So now I can just drag this around because I'm at replace mode to go to that depth. But it's kind of difficult the way you got to do it. You got to angle yourself in a good enough way that you can maneuver. And then just, excuse me, drag it until you get it to go down. See how it's finally going. It just takes a second. You got to go far enough over so it can count. Move it all around so you got your stairs you're trying to deal with till it disappears. It takes a second, you know, like I say, it's not always going to do it just right or quickly. It's kind of a pain. You could lift that other thing up, but you know, sometimes that can be a problem too. So but put it where you want it. See, that's a little quicker. Just try not to take up nothing too much outside of it. You have to go a little past when it don't want to give you that corner, and then a little past if it don't want to give you a corner. See how, there we go. See? And we have this cement there for a reason. It's just not wanting to give me that piece. There we go. There we go. And you do the same for the rest of it. I probably won't do the other one on screen, just for the sake of time. Now I'm going to turn that off and roll where I can see better. And then do it again. See, I'm trying to get that piece and all that. Now that knocked all that down. Try not to go outside your building when you're jerking your hand all over the place with that mouse movement. And then come down where you can check your corners. Okay, so there you go. Now you see, see what it did? There's your other little path. Remember, it has a path here as well. It's kind of hard to see the way they made it, but you get the point. So then you're going to take that and do the same. So you try to get yourself in a position that you can do it. And since you already have it on replace, now you're able to replace it instead of take every single. Now they took every little bit out. Their little area was the whole square was taken out, and you can do that. But I just didn't want to go that far into it. I figured just get what I needed out of the way, and that's good. So just follow it around till you get it. We'll go ahead and finish it since I'm here. And remember, put it in. Make sure your building's already in the spot you want, because you're taking away the ground. And if you wanted it a certain way, then better hope you had it. See what I'm saying about the front? How it knocked it down. Now we can fix it, but we're gonna have to hit replace mode. Hit the thing right over here where it's good. Control R to replace, and then we're gonna bring this up to the level that it needs to be. See, just be careful. And that's what I meant by when you was moving, don't accidentally go past it, basically. Alright, I think that part went down to level. I think I fixed it. Oh, got another spot. I'm going to try to make sure I fix this front part properly. Okay, and then this part. We're going to have to turn a little bit, get over it. But that's my point. You can go past it. So just be careful. And then be careful when you're going back, because you don't want to go back in it either. So that's the whole issue with fighting with this stuff. And the house, the barn, I never did redo. I got to redo it still. But it looks like the rest of it's good. We're alright. Alright. Everything's good. So let's check these holes again. And our hole is clear. Are you clear? Yeah. That one's clear too. Alrighty. Let's check this hole. You can see where it went down. It came back in, see? But when I fixed the outside, it went, and that's the whole thing that it does, which is kind of a pain, to be quite honest, because now I don't have my number. But I'm just going to pick a number under and gently tap it to try to get it down. But they shouldn't have put it so close to the outside. I don't know why they did that, but they did. See how it's doing the outside too? But that's how you gotta deal with it. You gotta get it down. And I will tell you one tip in a second. But you can see how my square isn't lined up with their square. That would help you a lot if you did. It's just something about it. It's just being a pain. But come on. I'm probably not going to worry with it. I don't really want to deal with the sculpting right now. It probably took it too much of it away, most likely. It's just going to be a pain. But you get the point. That's what you got to do. I don't know why they do it that way, but they do. They could just take it. You've already popped it over here. It should be taking that away, and it's not. It's probably taking a ton of outside away, though. Watch this. Look at this. Anyway, sometimes that's why they have the props. They have that on that other building. But to me, they should have made it a little wider where you wouldn't even have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So this one also has props, so it may have something that covers that for that purpose, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look at it. But once we do it, you'll see what's up. Alright, so now that you have that done, we need to go ahead and get our information, and we're going to go do that now. Go to your file manager or explorer, whichever you prefer to call it, and go to wherever your main game is installed. Go to Steam Library, in my case, Steam Apps, Common, and FarmSim 22, Data, Maps, Maps US. Go to your placeables, XML, right click, edit with Notepad++. Now you see your garage here, the farm garage 01. That's it. You're going to click to the end of the information, left click, hold down, drag over, let go. Right click, copy. Left click off of it and close it so you don't mess with it. Minimize, go to Documents, My Games, FarmSim 22, Mods, the map name, go to your XML, and then go to your placeables. Now if yours is not in that path, yours is probably in your map name, then Maps US, and then placeables. So look in there. Right click, edit with Notepad++, then move over, click at the end of this one, at the shorter lines. Each one of these are short, one-liners. These are like three-liners, 3 lines of information. Then this is like 10 lines of information. So you can click it wherever you want it, but I want mine up here near these, so I'm going to click at the end of that and hit enter. And that puts me right at the end of the shorter lines. Right click and click paste. Click at the beginning of this and space bar it over to line it up. You don't have to, but you can. Click in front of the F, space bar it over to line it up. You don't have to, but you can. Same with the position, and line it up. And now we're going to go grab our numbers. But first, we'll just go ahead and grab, I would say, we'll grab our store item so we don't forget it. Because a lot of times you forget it. So let's go back to D drive. Go back to Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, FarmSim 22, Data, Maps, Maps US. Go down till you see Store Items, right click and edit with Notepad++. Look for the garage. There it is. Left click, highlight it, right click, copy. Click off of it, close it, minimize, and go to your documents. My Games, FarmSim 22, Mods, your map name you're working on, go to Store Items. If you don't have one, you can go to where you just opened up that Store Items from the main game, and on that Store Items, click Copy, right click, click Copy, and bring it in your map and click Paste. Or, you can put it in your mod desk. If you put it in your mod desk, it'll look like this. This right here. You just make these 2 lines, store items, make sure you have this one that has a forward slash, and then put the line of information in between them right there, and then right click and paste it, and then hit save. But if you're not putting it in there, put it in your store items, right click, edit with Notepad++, click to the end of this, hit enter, right click and paste. And if you need to back it up, just back it up till you line it up where you want it, and then hit save. Now if I already have it, I'm gonna delete mine, but if I don't, I'm gonna keep it. Let me look and see if I need it. Okay, I don't have it, so we're gonna keep it. We're gonna hit save and minimize. Now sometimes if you have it already in there, you don't need it. You know, if you copied this in there and you left all that there from the other one, which I had deleted it because I didn't know what I was gonna add or not, then you don't gotta add it. Otherwise, but if you have stuff in there you didn't need, then eventually, if you don't need it and you're not gonna use it, you get rid of it. But if you're gonna need it all, then leave it. The one that you copy, the new one from the main game. Do not cut it from your main game, and do not delete it from your main game, or you'll be sorry. But anyway, after we hit save, we minimize. We're going to go get the numbers from the Giants editor. Make sure your whole group of the building you're working on is highlighted. The parent, these are the children. There's the parent. This is for new people that if they don't know. Um, Most people know by now that watch the channel, but hey, you never know. There's always new people. So we're going to highlight that main group, and you're going to click at the end of the translate X and the numbers, at the very end of the numbers. Hit Shift Control and C as in cat. Then you're going to go back to your file manager or explorer, whichever you prefer to call it, and go to, in this case, we're going to go to Documents, My Games, Farm Sim 22. I'm showing you the path again, Mods, the map name, and then go to XML. In my case, it might be Maps, Maps US, and then this Placeables XML in your case. So right click, edit with Notepad++ on the Placeables XML, and on that line of the garage, you're going to scoot over since you grabbed those numbers, and right between the quotation marks on the position line, you're going to highlight in between there, right click and click paste. Then you're going to click in front of this R, and you're going to space over. Make sure you don't delete nothing. Go hover back over Giants Editor, grab the number from the rotate X at the end of the number, Shift Control and C as in cat, go back to the Notepad++, highlight between the quotation marks of the rotation area and click paste. Now you can hit save because you finished. Now in this case, they don't have theirs saying default farm property. Let's go look and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. See that one? Now usually when it's your main farm you do add that, but in their case that was their main farm and I don't think they added it. So let me go double check that one and just go back through to your main game, to the maps, Maps US area, to the placeables, right click, edit with Notepad++, and look, and you can see the garage, they didn't add it. The house they did, and other things they did. The water tank they did, in the default farm property, the silo they did. There's some things that they do, and there's some things that they don't. So you can see that from their area. So sometimes you need it, and sometimes you don't. If you think you need it, add it, and then you can double check in here and see what's up. But sometimes you don't need it, so it just depends. And also it says farm ID, which would be the main farm, and since we did put ours, I believe, on the main farm one, you would have that according to what you decide to put your main farm at. But this is all good. We've already hit save. We've already hit save here. Last thing to do, you can delete this building once you put your numbers in the Placeables XML and hit save. Or if you want to still be able to see this building in the Giants editor while you're working around and you don't want it to disappear on you, because it still shows up in game from the XML that you just added. Okay, you would see that building in the game because of the XML, but you would need to delete this because otherwise you're going to see two buildings if you didn't delete it. Now, you could put it in the placeholders folder and it'll hide this building from in-game, but it'll leave it in here so you can see it in Giants Editor. So we're going to put it in placeholders folder. You're going to hit your middle scroll wheel on the parent group of whatever the building is and hold your mouse up in the air and just go up until you see the placeholders folder. And it's way up here, so then you let go when it's on there and you see it's in here. And once it's in here, you're good. and then you can hit save, or in my case, I'm going to grab a career start point, and I'm going to hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click, and point the blue at the building and hit save, so that now I'm going to appear right in front of this building, and I don't have to run around to check it out. Now, you're going to notice it's going to bring in the props. The props are going to come in because they're being called from that XML. So let me go show you the XML. Okay, you're going to go back through. I'm only going back through to belabor the point so you know how to get there. Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, FarmSim 22, Data, and in this case, Placeables, Maps US, Farm Buildings, and then Garage. And I want to show you, see these props? They're all going to be there because this XML is the XML you put in your Placeables XML, and you told your Placeables XML, hey, go get that XML in the main game, the Farm Garage XML document, and read it and do what it says. And then this XML document says, hey, you go grab that farm building i3D right there, and them attachments i3D, and them props i3D, and you put them in the map where they belong. Okay, so that's what happens. So this, if you hit it, edit with Notepad++, says, hey, the name of the building, the picture, the i3D, go get it. It says, go here and find this i3D and put it there in the game. Go find these attachments i3D and this props i3D. This is the path. Go there and find it and put it in the game. It said, go find all these things to put the light up for you. And then it tells you to activate the gate or the door. It says gate, but a lot of times it's the door. And then it tells all these little things to do. All this information tells it something to do. It's telling it what to do. Okay? So now we have all that done, and that's what's happening. So this one's going to be hidden because it's in the placeholders folder, and then the other one that we just looked at in the File Explorer is the one we're going to see in game, and it's going to show all the props, and those props might potentially cover this up if they have anything, a border or anything around the building. If not, we'll have to come back in and figure that out and fix it, or make something ourselves to fix it with. Okay, because you want all these imperfections took care of. Alright, but before I go in there, we're already done, we're going to go in the game. I'm just going to click on that farm building to show you, or go over here at least. This here, you can see that I have to fix this, and it's the same situation. You got to get it out of the building, but when you do, it goes too far. Well, they have a little bitty border around this one in the in-game of Elm Creek, so it goes around it. But in mine, it's in there as well because I put it in the placeholders folder, so it should show it. But I'll see about showing it to you when I get in there. But since we already did everything, we saved it, I think, and we'll go on in the game and show you. And then you can see it for yourself. Alright, so now we're going to go in the game and see that our building is there and that it works. But I appreciate everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I appreciate all the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you've been watching and you hadn't subbed. I'd appreciate it if this helps you, so I'll know that to keep making the videos. That's the whole point. But I do appreciate everybody. And please hit that like button and share the video to your friends if you want them to learn or they want to learn this kind of thing. So we're going to jump on in and show you that it works. Appreciate every single one of you. Channel's growing quickly, and it's at over 800 now, so I do thank you. We're well on our way to 1,000, which is nice. And don't forget, I have simulator games that I play also, and I will be doing more of that, so stay tuned. I will do that. And just trying to get this map rolling along. Stay tuned because I'm going to be doing more on the map as well, some roads and different things in the future. So stay tuned for all that kind of stuff. Alright, so let's get in there. And there you go. Look at the outside. It's got all the little stuff. And see, they got this here. So if we wanted, we could put something like that hiding this if we needed to. But for whatever reason, they didn't put a border here. So they got these props all around, see? And you can see they put it there for you, and that's what's going to be there. So if you don't like those, you're going to have to do it a different way. But you can see everything there. All the props, All that stuff is getting called from that XML and the i3D. And then there's the thing down there. And we got this that goes up here, which we know what the building looked like. It's all the same as it was. But you can see there's all that. It's all good. This don't have any grass. See? But our problem ain't that. It's this hole out here. So we'll have to keep fighting with it to get that hole filled in. Or we can make our own concrete plane or something and lay it there if we want to put a border here or something. But basically that's what that does. But if you want to see, I don't know which door, if any, work. Let me see. Oh, I grabbed that. Well, you can see that works. I grabbed that. Let's see what else. I don't think there's any doors that work. Let me see. Maybe this one. Yeah, there's the door. This is the door I was telling you about right there. So we would have to do something to adjust the ground, but it can be done. It just was being a pain. Should have been fine. Look how far away that is. It shouldn't have done that to me, but I'll work on it and get it. But if you do your building square, like to the paintbrush thing, it's better. Mine was angled. Remember how it was at a different angle? It was like this type of an angle instead of matching this line like that. That would be easier to make it work. But let's run over to that other building and I'll show you that it had a border with the props that covered up their little mistake too in the Elm Creek. So just gonna head on over there now and then we'll call it episode. But as you can see, we got a lot going on, and we'll get more done. Obviously, I still haven't painted none of the stuff. I'm not ready to do all that. I'm gonna build it up first before I go decorate. Alright, so see the border? Now, obviously mine's further out, but I was messing around here, so I gotta redo it. But you can see theirs had a slope in Elm Creek as well, but mine's a little more out, so I gotta fix it, or I gotta make my own little area that they do. But that's why they added that, because of that. They should have just not made it go like that. I don't know why they wouldn't have made the building wider to not have to deal with that kind of thing. But that's what they did. But you can see it works. But you can see that it's fine in here, but on the outside that's a problem. See, there's no grass in here, but the reason there's no grass in here is because I got too much out here moved. And if I put that back, then there's grass inside. So it's a whole fight. But that's the whole point. I just wanted to at least show you what I was talking about. But that's pretty much it on that. You can put a plane. You can make a plane in the Giants editor and make it concrete or whatever you really want to make it, and lay it around the building if you need to try to cover something like that up. And if you'll look back at the baseball video, it actually shows that is what they used around their baseball dugout, because the dugout has to be dug out, you know, and it makes the ground go down too low, and so they had to make that to go around their building. So anyway, we can get rid of that. We just got to work on it, figure out what we want to do. But I'm going to go ahead and call that an episode on this one. But I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.